right, we're back for another episode of Gettin Buckets. The Lakers are on a win streak, so we got to talk about that, along with
Of
some
course.
the 65 game requirements and other things like that. But I got my guy Brevin here. What's going on, Brevin?
What's good, man? How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm talking about, hey, man, Lakers winning. We good. We in third place. All is
Hey
well.
man, when the Lakers win, the life is good.
Life is life. Let me tell you, when they lose, Lord have
They
mercy.
lose, yeah, you better ask Jordan about that one. Oh, bad. Oh, bad. But before we get on into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all share. And other than that, we're going to get right into it. As we mentioned, the Lakers, unfortunately, they did just snap their 9-game win streak, but they got back in the win column against the Pacers tonight. But during this stretch of winning that the Lakers have been playing, what have you liked the most, Brevin?
I like our camaraderie. I like the fact that everybody's starting to look like they're having fun playing. I was talking about it the other day when Luka hit that dagger. Then we're playing the Rockets, and the enjoyment LeBron had on his face is something I ain't seen in a long time. Like, he looked like he was like excited, And I think when you have a team who's all bought in, like, man, that matters, and it takes the team to another level. On top of that, I mean, our defense isn't the best, but I feel like
It's been a lot better.
It's
been a lot better.
It's been a lot better, and I feel like Marcus Smart is like, I feel like he's leading the charge with that. Yeah, man, I think we just been playing together as a team. We also been healthy, so I think that plays a major part in it. But man, I've been liking the way we've been looking, even like the Detroit Pistons. Like, yeah, we lost by 3, but I mean, the Detroit Pistons are a good team, and I feel like that game could have went either way. I feel like that game came up to the team who had the most mistakes. But
yeah, I think Austin Reeves should have had the ball instead of Luka.
Yeah,
I understand Luka getting it because he's Luka, but Austin had it going. Luka didn't. Luka was like 1 of 13 before those final 2 shots at the end. AR had it going in that second half. I would have went to AR. But as you mentioned, the camaraderie. I think this is the first time probably since the 2021 season post the bubble that LeBron has felt the Lakers have a chance at actually winning something.
I agree.
And I think at 41, like, everybody talking about him taking a backseat, this, that, and the third. He's been wanting to, like, be able to hit the back burner. He wanted AD to do it, but you don't get AD wasn't consistent every night to be that number 1 lead scorer. Now you got Luka playing the way he's playing, so he knows he can rely on Luka. And with AR taking that jump, LeBron can now pick his spots. I think that's allowed him to stay healthy all year long. Obviously, he came into the season injured, but since he's gotten back on the court, he's had no long-term injuries.
This is literally the first time that LeBron has ever played with another playmaker to the caliber of Luka. D-Wade wasn't a big-time facilitator. He wasn't a playmaker. Kyrie wasn't a big-time playmaker. AD wasn't a big-time playmaker. And I feel like him being on the same team with Luka right now is allowing him to, like, almost take a breath and almost, like, pick his spots better. And
Yeah, I think more than anything, what's more important, and I've said it for the last 3 years when everybody been talking about, is LeBron going to retire? I said LeBron's going to retire when he wants to retire, because LeBron James can be the LeBron James of Draymond Green for the next 5 years if he wanted to play that role. And that's the role he happened to find himself in now with the Lakers, because he doesn't have to be the go-to scorer. He can allow Luka to take over, AR to take over, and he can pick his spots and allow him. And that's the thing, too. He's so fresh at the end of games. He hasn't been this fresh at the end of games in a long time.
In a long time.
And so you notice at the end of games,
we don't need him on the floor the whole game.
Yeah,
you just don't.
And even if he's not shooting the last second shot, you can see at the end of games he has energy to rebound. He has energy to play defense. He has energy to dive on the floor, like you saw in that Denver Nuggets game.
Hey, yo, I was like, who is this? Who is this motherfucker diving full like Superman?
Yeah.
Like, he taking shots.
And that's how. And at that moment, you knew LeBron was bought in. There was nothing else you had to see to know. LeBron didn't do that when he was playing with the Big Three Heat. He didn't do that even the second stint around with Cleveland. But he's bought into this role. He's bought into this team because he believes they can actually do something because of the way that they played recently. And again, I think the biggest thing about it is health. And you mentioned Marcus, but DeAndre Ayton, he's finally realized, like, bro, I don't have to. Like, on this team, I'm not about to get 15 shots a game. I'm gonna catch a couple lobs, but if I bring this energy and effort, I'm going to be impactful. And what he also needs to realize is at his position, I think for him, because he's a natural like scorer in his mind, he thinks he has to score to be effective, and that's the only way to get paid. What I think he's starting to realize is outside of Wemby, Jokic, and Embiid, those are the only three centers that really score the ball.
Exactly.
So you can still get paid, and he's more talented than a large portion of the rest of the centers in the NBA, DeAndre Ayton. Mm-hmm. So he can go get paid by being this energy and effort guy, and he'll still give a team an extra dimension that some of these other bigs can't, because he has more offensive package. But nobody, when you're on a team, if he's on a good team, he's not going to be the focal point. And when you're on a team with LeBron, AR, and Luka, if LeBron's taking the back seat, you know damn well you got to take the back seat.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I think that's what's called. And I think once he's realized that over this pretty much during this 9-game win streak, that's what set the Lakers off in this motion. And hopefully he can keep that up. And so far he's done that for the last 9 to 10 games.
I agree. I mean, I like him. I know people give him shit all the time. But for what he's supposed to be for us, I like what he's doing. I also think having Jackson Hayes as a backup and seeing the shit that Jackson Hayes been doing, how he comes in and hustle, how he comes in and like is an instant battery charge, and he's still not the best, but he gonna hustle. And I feel like having him as a backup kind of puts a fire under him. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not about to let him take my spot. Like, I gotta, you know.
So, well, I think he realized it because Jackson Hayes was starting to get more minutes than him, and it took him having to realize that. And it's like, okay, I just need to lock in on this role. And now he's been getting 30 minutes a game, which we're gonna need that in the playoffs. And outside, unless we have to play the Nuggets or we have to play Wemby, the rest of the centers that he's going to play are just energy and effort guys. So all he has to do is bring that energy and effort, because none of them are more talented than him. And when he's playing against those guys, all he has to do is just make sure he's boxing out and rebounding, because he doesn't have to worry about those guys like trying to score. Jokic, he's got to worry about Jokic trying to score, Wemby trying to score. The rest of these centers, you might have some that space out to the 3-point line, but you're not worried about any of them being high volume shooters or scorers. Right. And so all he has to do is lock in. So I love the way he's playing, and hopefully he can continue that for this next, I think they have 9 games left or so. So if he can continue that, that'll be fire. But
question.
Go ahead. I
want to know your opinion. So I love the way we look right now. Love the way. And I'm even gonna go as far as to say, like, we can get through our first round of playoffs. But I mean, eventually we're gonna get kicked out. What is the step as a GM? What do you look for to improve the team for next year?
It's simple. They need more athletic. They need a Rui Hachimura, a Jake LaRavia, but that can jump out the gym, can run and be athletic and follow the best defender. Follow the best offensive player, but he's not slow. That's the problem with the Lakers. They have too many. Like, Jake LaRavia is fine. He gives a lot of energy, but like, he's too slow for all the better players in NBA. Yeah. You need fast guys on that perimeter, whether it's a guard or whether it's wing. So that's what the Lakers need. But what I will say is, now I'm not going to pick them over. I wouldn't pick them over Oklahoma City, but I think the Lakers can get out the first round. And if they match up with Wemby and the Spurs, I think they beat Wemby and the Spurs.
Oh, I think we could beat the Spurs.
OKC,
I think we can beat them in 6.
He might be the problem. OKC is going to be more of the problem. But Wemby and the Spurs, they don't have any playoff experience. And I think depending on who they play in the first round, if it's the Suns, whatever, they'll probably win. If they get the Clippers, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
If Wemby and the Spurs if they got to go and play Kawhi, it's going to get very interesting.
And Darren Garland.
Yeah, it's going to get very interesting, because that Clippers team, they got players that have been into nobody on the San Antonio Spurs have been into the playoffs besides De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes. And De'Aaron Fox has only gone once or twice in his career. So he only has been in the first round. Harrison Barnes obviously was with the Warriors, so he's been to finals, so he knows what to do. But the rest of those guys are two second and third year players, a lot of them. And so they have no playoff experience. So I think that's going to hurt them, especially, like I said, if they get the Suns or somebody like that, they might be fine. But I think if you get a team with a veteran coach like T. Lue, you have to Kawhi, with the way he's playing all world. He has a case right now. He's playing the best basketball of anybody on the planet. And you got Darius Garland, and you got all these guys that fell around. The Derrick Joneses, the Nick Batums. all these guys that have this playoff experience, they know what happens in the highs and lows. You know, these the little things that matter in the playoffs. The Spurs have no idea, and even their coach has never coached the playoff game. So, you take all those things into account. I think the Spurs, as good as they are, I think they're a year or two early because they have no experience.
Okay, I can rock with that.
But yeah, the Lakers going in the next year, they got to get at. They got to.
I actually like our chances against the Spurs more than I do against the Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like our chances against anybody except for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
I think the Lakers can beat everybody else if they continue to play like this, because that's what I've been saying all year long. The Lakers didn't have. Everybody made a thing about the deep. Like the Lakers didn't have to be, because of how good and prolific they're off. They don't have to be a top 5 defense. Now, if they become a top 5 defense, they're going to be unbeatable.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen this year.
Our offense is crazy.
So next year, that's what their plan needs to be going in and try to get that defense to be a consistent top 10 defense.
Can I also say, Rob Pelinka, thank God you got rid of Gabe Vincent and pulled in Luke Kennard.
Absolutely.
Thank God. Luke Kennard is probably, because you know how every time we get a shooter, they always seem to forget how to shoot when they get to LA.
It's pressure.
Luke Kennard is literally the best shooter I feel like we've had in a long time.
He might be the best, like just straight shooter. He might be the best shooter the Lakers have ever had.
Yeah, special.
Just straight shooter. Like, yeah, he might be the best shooter the Lakers have ever had. He's leading the league in 3-point percentage. But I never watched him closely enough like that. Like, I know he was a shooter. I know he was effective. But
yeah, he's always been.
But what he does outside of just shooting the ball, when he can get into the paint, he can finish at the rim, he can find players on the wing when he drives, he can kick it out. Like that part, I didn't realize he was that high level of a basketball player.
Yeah, and he's gonna bump with you on defense. He may not be the best defender, but he's gonna put in effort.
Yeah, he gonna give you effort. That was a big time move. But I will say, Rob Pelinka, I would have fired him after the trade deadline, though. Can you tell me what he has done over his last, like how he's been with the GM since like 2017? What has he done?
Nothing of major concern.
He got Anthony Davis on what was Magic Johnson's original deal. That was Magic Johnson's deal. So all he had to do was just submit it, and he got Anthony Davis. Luka Doncic fell into his lap because that wasn't even him. That was the only place that Nico Harrison wanted to trade him, because he wanted AD. Outside of that, he messed up the Lakers team from the bubble because he tried to go and trade for Russ, which set the Lakers back 2 or 3 years. And since then, he's failed to put the right proper pieces on this team. So for me, Rob Pelinka, while yes, he did the Luke Kennard trade is fantastic, but bro, he's got to do this offseason.
Say the same thing.
This offseason, bro, you better come correct. We got all this money, all this cap space, bro. You better come correct.
You better bring in Giannis.
Like, bro, I'm not even saying not even that he need to bring in Giannis, but bro, we come on this roster and we got more, Jake LaRavia, and not that Jake LaRavia is bad, but if you don't get a high-end wing, if you don't go and get a Peyton Watson, now he might want to break the bank, so you don't want to overpay for him, but you need to. But my point is, that's the kind of caliber player you need: a Peyton Watson, a Herb Jones. You need to bring in some of these high-level wings and athletic wings that can play defense and create more deflections and play in the passing lane that fit around Luka, fit around AR, and whatever it is. And I think LeBron should be back. I never thought LeBron shouldn't have been on this team. A lot of people felt like the Lakers were better without LeBron. That is not true. Mm-hmm. And it has never been true, especially when the playoffs get here. As much as I love Austin Reeves, we have seen Austin Reeves not perform. We've seen ups and downs. We've seen him perform well in the playoffs. We've also seen him stink it up. So what we know from LeBron is we
up last game. I was because that's why Luke Kennard had to finish the game off, because he missed. I think 2 open threes that we needed.
Yeah, so we know, and we know LeBron is very consistent. So we know we needed LeBron. I wasn't one of them Laker fans that was like, oh, LeBron got to go.
Yeah.
And LeBron in this role, I think it's his perfect role, because as I mentioned earlier, it keeps him healthy all year. And when the playoffs go, I think when the playoffs get here, you're going to see a different version of LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in his career, I wouldn't be upset if he left. I wouldn't be upset.
Here's the thing: the only way I'd want to get rid of LeBron is if you trade him.
Yeah.
But what are you going to? But here's the thing: he's a free agent, so it has to be a sign and trade. But what are you going to get for him? Because I think LeBron leaving for nothing does not help the Lakers. Because I don't believe Luka and AR is championship worthy. So if you let go LeBron,
you have to get somebody to fill in that spot. You have to get somebody to fill in LeBron.
You better go trade AR and go and upgrade, because I don't believe. That's another thing. I don't believe a backcourt with that few defense is ever going to win a championship. And so if you don't have LeBron to fix everything else, you have to trade Austin Reeves. As much as I love Austin Reeves, but you have to go and pair. You have to get a better complement to Luka than AR. It has to be a Jaylen Brown, those kind of players. Like you need a complement. You can't. Your two best players can't not play defense.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And like I was saying, if LeBron was to leave, it would just open up. It would just open up the books a lot more.
Well, he's already off. So the Lakers have, I think it's like $60 million in cap space because he's already off the books for next year. So Austin Reeves is not. I mean, they're probably going to re-sign him, but he's a free agent because he has a player option, so he'll opt out obviously because
ain't he do for the man?
Yeah, because Rui's a free agent, so the Lakers have hella cap space. So it's just a matter of what they're going to do with it. So, but man, I do love the way that the Lakers are playing.
Absolutely.
I just think, and as we talked about, health has been the biggest thing. Oh, that's the only thing I held out hope for when they were going through that tough stretch, because there was like they started off hot, and then they had that there was like a 40-game stretch where they were pretty much 500. Yeah. And what I said was they're not playing well, but they're also not healthy. Luka was in and out at times. Obviously, Austin Reeves missed a month and a half of the season.
Yeah, that was.
LeBron obviously missed the beginning part of the season, and then was still trying to catch his rhythm. Mm-hmm. Getting up to speed in basketball. And you have guys missing time, Marcus Smart here and there, and Rui here and there. So you just never had. This is the first time that we've had a full string of players for an extended period of time, and it's at the perfect timing that they get this, because if they can continue winning these basketball games over the last 10 games, they go into the playoffs feeling very good about themselves, because they're going to have a 20-game sample size where they're going to be 15-5, 16-4 going into the playoffs, and that's what they need. They need that confidence, they need that energy, and obviously you get the 3 seed. Not only do you get home court advantage, but obviously you make sure you're out of the play-in, and you get that extra week off for everybody to heal up.
Right, because we've been in the play-in ever since they introduced the rule.
Yeah, but they also would have been, and that's the thing about it. Yeah, we have been in the play-in, but the Lakers, every time the Lakers have been in the play-in, they would have been a guaranteed playoff spot. So if there was no play-in, the Lakers would have made the playoffs anyway as a 7th or 8th seed. It wasn't like they were a 9 or 10 seed and had to win 2 games again. They were already the playoff seed. If you go back, for the rest of NBA's history, they were a 7th or 8th seed, so they automatically make the playoffs. It wasn't until, and I still hate the play-in. I get why the NBA does it, because it's good play-in, but I hate the play-in. To me, why do you play 82 games if you're going to do a play-in?
Yeah,
you had 82 games. You had 82 games to make to have a record to make the playoffs. I don't get why you benefit from. It made sense. It made sense the year after the bubble, because you had there was COVID and stuff. So you knew guys were going to be missing games and whatnot. So it made sense. Now it's like, bro, you're back to regularly scheduled programming. If you are not good enough for 82 games, you don't get another shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they just do it for the ratings.
Yeah, ratings and money.
Because then you get like a March Madness feel. It's like you won and done. You win, so you could be out. I mean, you lose, you could be out. You win, you move on.
Yeah, so that thing annoys me. But hey, man, I do love the way our Lakers are playing.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about some changes that the NBA has made. The 65 game requirement. How do you feel about it? Because for me, I'm gonna let you go. But for me, I think it's going to do more harm than good. Because for me, the when you talk about MVP and All NBA, when you go back and look at these awards, you're supposed to look at that season and be like, wow, this dude was one of the 10 best players on the planet that year. When you start going over some of these All NBA teams and whatnot, since this rule has been introduced, it's going to be misconstrued, because you're going to have guys not on that list because they actually had a significant injury. They missed it. They missed the threshold by a game or two. And so you're going to go back and look at these teams, these All NBA teams in 10, 15 years, and you're going to be like, wow, this guy was on here. And then, or like, this guy didn't make it. But it's like, this guy had a much better season than that guy. He just happened to play one less game and didn't make it.
So I'm kind of up in the air about it, because I can only imagine if I was playing and if I know I'm the best and I end up getting like a injury which requires me to sit out, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be pissed if I'm not considered for an All NBA team because I had to sit. But on the other hand, durability is part of the game, and I feel like availability is the best skill you can have, which is why LeBron is so great. And granted, shit happens. Granted, it happens. But I feel like being able to play and your availability is also a skill, kind of, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm up in the air about it. We're going to say we can only see how it goes. And like the people that get snubbed for awards.
Well, Cade. Well, like we know, Cade's gonna get snubbed this year because he collapsed his lung a week ago, and he's not gonna make the threshold now. So he's arguably gonna be he arguably would be first team All NBA. He's not gonna make even second team All NBA because of this rule. Here's my thing, like.
But why do they? I also want to know why didn't they introduce it? Did they introduce this at the beginning of the year?
Well, this is like the third or fourth year of it. They introduced it because of all the load management and this, that, and the third. But my thing, which I understand,
that's what they're trying to stop.
So I understand, like you understand them trying to fix certain things, but sometimes you make things worse.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like certain guy, like if you only played half the season, you likely weren't on these awards anyway. Whether who you were, if you got hurt for half the season, you weren't never really put on here. But to me, if somebody plays 65 games and somebody plays 55 games. But the guy that played 55 games averaged 37 and 7. The guy that played 65 games averaged 24, 5, and 2.
And that's where the disconnect is.
And it's like, bro,
that's where it should be. That's where a certain rule should be in place. It shouldn't just be like a hard, like if you didn't play 65 games, you can't be. I think it should be they should probably consider stats. Like, okay, yeah, no, you didn't play 65 games, but your stats, if you were to keep playing, your stats dictate like you would have still been averaging this anyway.
Yeah. See, for me though, I felt like I said, it was their like way to try to stop like load management and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But to me, it was like I said already, like players, if a player was hurt for 3/4 of the season, they didn't make these teams anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But like when you make a like a 65 game requirement, it's like, is 65 really different than 55 if a player had an actual injury? As from 65 to 55, does that 10 game stretch really mean you had a better season than that guy? Hell no.
Yeah, how much is your stats going to change?
Yeah, like come on now. Like, and typically like a guy if let's say I'm averaging, like just for example, Luka's up, like I think it's like a maybe a little bit over a point over SGA. Luka could go scoreless in 3 straight games and still have a higher scoring average this year than Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
So if like, and that's my thing, like these stats are not changing over that short amount of time. And so if you want to, so for me, it's like, you got to just stop. They got to stop doing this because it's going to affect the history and the arguments of these, especially now because they attached money to it. Mm-hmm. Because like now you have to be like on all NBA team to get to be Supermax eligible.
That's crazy.
So now let's say Cade never has a season as good as this one. Mm-hmm. Or let's just even say he does, but there's 10 other guys who you feel have had better seasons than him. Cade not making this 65 game requirement is going to cost him $70 to $80 million because he's not going to get the Supermax.
When you know he's worth that. When you know he's worth it, but you also know he earned it, because if he doesn't collapse his lung, he was going to be, if not first team, he was going to be the first guy on second team. Hey, homie collapsed his lung for the game, for you.
And exactly. And so you see that, but what did happen, it would be very interesting. Cade's not going to make it, but his teammate Jalen Duren might now. Mm-hmm. And Jalen Duren's going to have the All NBA on his which now is going to give him the Supermax eligibility
before Cade. That's
before Cade.
I'll be a little salty.
But it could also end up scoring and this was just all now. It could also end up scoring the team, because I don't believe as good as Jalen Duren is playing this year, I don't know if he would have made All NBA. Now he has a chance to make All NBA. Yeah. And now you might have to pay both of those, because let's say Cade comes back next year and does make All NBA. Now you got to pay both of those guys that Supermax, when Jalen Duren, you would have been able to keep that extra year off and had his salary less. Now you're going to have to go back and pay both of them with a Supermax if Cade comes back and gets it next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I hate the 65 game requirement.
Well, see, the people is going to hurt more. The people is going to hurt most is GMs.
Yeah, man.
So for that reason you just said.
Yeah, so I understand trying to make players play, and I get it. But even with the load man, like for me, I didn't feel like as somebody that watches the NBA all the time, like I also understand. I think it's like smart in a sense. Like there's a time and especially now young guys, I think they should play. But a guy like guys that have repetitive injury histories or guys that are older in the league, they should be load managed. As much like flack and blame that Kawhi got, we know Kawhi is a guy that's heavily injured. He's constantly has knee injuries. He constantly has whatever injury. So for him to be load managed, it makes sense because you at the end of the day, you want him in April, May, and June in the playoffs rather than you need him in January for a random January 12th basketball game. If he gets hurt in that January 12th basketball game and now you don't have him in the playoff, you'd be like, damn, he should have sat that game because we knew he was a little nicked to begin with.
But I also think they need to clean that up too. Like, because I know the worst part is like last minute saying like the star can't play, because then you got fans mad, you got kids mad who want to be that superstar. I get that. So I feel like they need to be a little more organized with like announcing that players can't play. Like it should be a week in advance.
They changed that this year, but that's the thing, because most guys, so like unless the guy's like fully injured, where you know he's going to miss a large period of time, they're going to be on the week on the like the daily scouting on the daily injury report. But now like there's a certain time in which you have to have that out in advance. So like now you have to have it like I think it's you have to have it by a certain like 9 a.m. now, as opposed to I used to be like 2. I think it was like 2 in the afternoon or whatever. Okay. So now it's earlier. So like they're trying to fix it that way, but the fans that buy the tickets early in advance, like I understand it, and I would hate it too. But I think if you're also a fan of that team and you understand a player has, like I said, I think young guys should go out there and play as long like they don't have injury history.
Let me tell you, last year.
But if you have a guy with injury history,
we bought tickets to go see the Lakers play the Bucks. Nobody in the starting five played. I was so hot. I was so hot, bro. Austin Reed jumping around though on the bench, jumping around like y'all motherfuckers gonna play.
Yeah, that's why I don't buy tickets for a game until the day before. I need to know because if anybody has a long-term injury, I need to know if that before, and then you wake up on the day of, it's like, all right, you typically know if something like we're good. Now I won't buy a ticket on a back-to-back. I won't do that at all. I'm not even risking that. Never buy a ticket on a back-to-back.
Speaking of injuries, though, did you see Moody?
Yeah, that was nasty.
That was
disgusting.
Disgusting. I feel so bad for him, though. I feel so bad for him. That team is just, that team is riddled with injuries.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate injury, and this isn't really,
bro.
This isn't even on like our scheduled topics, but it's a topic that I had the other day, and it's like in a conversation I had the other day, and he's a young guy, but. Do you think the NBA should like lessen the games from 82?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I agree. I think either it needs to be shortened from 82. I think either it needs to be shortened from 82, or they need to. What I think they should do is start the season a little later and push it later into the summer and give more time in between games.
Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, you got to think, man. All the practices, personal trainings, the games, traveling. Like all that shit is that's a toll on your body, bro.
What I think the NBA needs to understand is that the game is entirely different than it was 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago, guys were like, you might have an ankle sprain, but there wasn't so much pace. There wasn't so much space you were playing in. Guys weren't this good. You were literally having to guard guys like Luka Doncic in wide open areas because the floor is so spread. So you got to guard, and then you got to run up and down. There's deflections. There's just everybody's up and down running. You're shooting a 3. You get the rebound. You run back and shoot another 3. So it's just constant movement. It's not. The NBA 20 years ago, we're going to run this set. You're going to come off on the down scrum, pass it to you. You throw it down to Shaq in the post. Shaq going to read this thing. We're all going to collapse this thing. You run around here. Everything's set up. So it's like you're just going to you're not guarding as much space. You're kind of standing around and running your set. Right now, everything is free flowing. Everything's a back cut. Everything is fast break. Everything, you're pushing everything. And so with all of that, and that's why the injuries today have evolved from the ankle sprains, or you might have a broken nose or whatnot. Now you're having the calf pulls, the hamstring pulls, the Achilles. the ACLs because the body is it's enduring. Not that it's more physical, but the game itself is more taxing on the body because of how much they have to do much more now.
And I mean, and also just how much people train now. Like people are always trying to be above the next guy. There's so much training that go into basketball now. Like dudes is playing basketball like 15 hours, 15 out of 24 hours every day.
And that's the thing. Like the key to survival is adaptability. And that's what I think all these leagues need. Like the NFL wants to add another game, but it's like they have to learn like this game is different now. As these athletes get bigger, stronger, and faster, the game has to change with it. So it's like because all the old heads are like it's always been 82. Why change it? And while I can kind of get that from their lens, it's like this game is much different because they only view they view the game as being soft today because you can't just punch somebody in the face and not be called for a foul anymore.
It's not wrestling.
And they confuse that for defense. That's my biggest thing. Like, yes, the game was more physical, but y'all was also just out there hacking motherfuckers. Like, y'all wasn't playing defense. Y'all was just Kurt Rambis being closed out of. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all wasn't playing defense. So that's my only thing. It's like now when you're playing it, like so many more possessions, as I said, so much more space, so much more pace. These injuries are stockpiled, and that's why because the game has evolved so much, so the NBA needs to change with it to stop these injuries. And that's going to help the viewership because players will be hurt less. And also, I think the fewer games you have, the more impactful each game is. That's why the NFL is so big because you only have 17 games, you only have 18 weeks. When there's 82 games, you feel like, oh, I don't have to watch it tonight, I'll catch it tomorrow because you have 3 or 4 games in a week. The NFL, if you don't catch the game this week, you got to wait a whole another 7 days before you get to your next favorite team's next game.
On it.
And you only got 17 of them. That's why baseball also needs to cut its games because it has too many.
Dude, baseball has so many games.
Yeah, so
I think when teams got back to back in the same day.
Yep. So I think that's something they for sure need to look at.
But baseball not as taxing as
no, which is why you can play 162. But what they need to understand is now also when you shorten games, there's less money coming in, so then the contracts become slightly, less than what they are. So that's a question of if the players actually want to do that. But a lot of the players talk about wanting to have less games, particularly in the NBA. We'll see if that's a conversation they have.
Yeah.
While we're on it, we kind of talked about it already, but let's get on into it, man. If you had to pick your NBA MVP as of today, who would it be?
Can I be biased or
hey man, you can pick whoever you want.
Man, I'm going Luka.
Hey man, I ain't mad at it.
Luka the Don, baby. He's so great. I wish I ain't gonna cap. I wish his defense, but I'm not even gonna say that because you can't have everything wrapped up in one. You can't. You just can't. But
nope, everybody got something missing.
Everybody got something, and he actually been playing pretty good defense this year. He had his moments, but I feel like this is probably one of his best defensive years that he had.
Yeah, he's given effort. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, bro, I'm going Luka.
Jokic ain't playing no defense, but he'll at least give you the effort. That's all you want is the effort.
All you want. It's all you want. But yeah, I think I mean, and then you just got your regulars. You got Shai Gilgeous, but I want to see somebody different. Yeah, I think I get mine to Luka, man.
I think as of
Wemby's
today,
another one. Wemby's actually nice.
Wemby's in there.
Wemby's actually like he's a freak, bro.
He's in a different category.
Second year, your team is in. Like
I would say
playoffs.
If it was truly up to me, my MVP would be Jaylen Brown.
Oh yeah.
But the way that the people they give these a vote for, the people that they allow to vote for these awards don't know what they're doing. Because while stats are important, the most valuable player means this guy is the most valuable player to his team. Where would that team be without him? And obviously, you take any great player off of a team, they're not going to be as good. But what happened when SGA got hurt? How did the Thunder do? They played well. They kept on winning games. When Nikola Jokic got hurt, what did the Nuggets do? Continue to win games. When Jason Tatum got hurt, what did everybody expect to happen to the Boston Celtics?
Be trash.
And Jaylen Brown is averaging 30, arguably the best two-way player in the world outside of Victor Wembanyama because he's in a class by himself. And he has them as the number 2 seed in the East when people thought they weren't going to even make the playoffs.
That's crazy. Do you think Jason Tatum could have did that?
Yeah. I think Jason. I think like to me, I still think Jason Tatum, because they're both two-way players, but I think as good as Jaylen Brown is offensively, he's not Jason Tatum offensively. As good as Jaylen Brown is.
You said Jaylen Brown defensively, as good as Jaylen Brown is defensively.
Well, I think so. I think Jason Tatum's offense is better than Jaylen Brown's. I think Jaylen Brown's defense is better than Jason Tatum's. Jason Tatum is still a very good defender.
Yeah,
he's even an All NBA level defender, but there is levels, and I think Jaylen Brown is in that upper echelon of defenders, especially when we talk about superstars. But with Jason Tatum being as when you have two very good defensive players, although Jaylen Brown I think is a tier above Jason Tatum, you gotta that's when you have to lean offense. And despite Jaylen Brown averaging 29 and having a year, if this was Jason Tatum, in my opinion, if Jason Tatum was the one by himself, that 29 becomes 32, 33, 34.
Okay,
that's just my opinion. When he's getting the bulk of the shots, think about it. He was averaging 26, 27 with Jaylen Brown. Now let's take Jaylen Brown. Like Jaylen Brown was averaging 20, 21, 22. Now he took it up. Let's say he took it up probably like 6 to 7. No pun intended. 6 to 7 points per game this season without Jason Tatum.
No pun intended.
So that takes him up to like 28, 29 points per game. You take up Tatum 7, 8 points per game because he's going to get more shots without Jaylen Brown. That his numbers look more like Luka Doncic, and he's averaging 32, 33. So I do believe Jason Tatum could have.
Yeah.
But that's no shade at Jaylen Brown because I love Jaylen Brown. I do think Jason Tatum offensively is the same way I feel Jaylen Brown is a tick above Jason Tatum defensively. I think Jason Tatum is a tick above Jaylen Brown offensively. We'll see. Well, pre-injury, I will say. I'm not really judging Tatum off of like this year. I want to see him next year when he comes back. But pre-injury, let's say he came back. Yeah, he's playing very well, but he still hasn't hit the Tatum level that we saw before. But let's say it was Jaylen Brown that happened to have that injury. Knock on wood, not that we want him to get hurt. But let's say that it was roles reversed and it was Jaylen Brown that had that injury and Tatum stayed healthy. Yeah, I think Tatum does just as good, if not better, than what Jaylen Brown has done.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I would go Jaylen Brown because I think he's the most valuable player to his team because this team would be – people thought that they would be nowhere, and he's got them as a second seed. And in second, I would have Luka Doncic because he in a similar way, if he got hurt, I don't think the Lakers would be able to pick up the slack in the way that you've seen OKC do it as the way you've seen the Nuggets do it when both of their star players went out. Which is why I think when you see those players go out and their teams win, I think you have to take that into account in the MVP argument. These MVP voters don't do that. They just look at stats and while that's a part of it, that's not the only thing. And so I do think SGA is ultimately going to win his second straight MVP. But I think if we're going on what MVP should be about, I think it's got to be Jaylen Brown or Luka Doncic.
Yeah. I respect Jaylen Brown, especially I was talking to somebody the other day about that what he did for that team and how everybody thought that they was done and they wasn't going to be good until Jason Tatum got back. And what he's been able to do and take his game up to another level, that shit's been great. But I'm honestly just not biased. Absolutely, he should be considered. If they don't consider him, it's crazy. But obviously, I am a Luka fan, but I am the reason I will give him the trophy because I feel like he's working with less than everybody else. Mm-hmm. He's working with less, and we are in third place. He's working with less. And he's able to not only damn near average it ain't no triple double, but he's a triple double machine.
Yeah, he's averaging like 33, 8 and 8 or 33, 9 and 8, something like that.
So him to be able to get his pieces to score and set his pieces up and still get his own, yeah, I mean it's crazy, bro. I don't think at this point the NBA has seen anybody who is other than it's just not LeBron he's just an offensive juggernaut, bro. Like the way he picks his shot, the way he gets to his bucket, the way he gets to his spots, the way he gets to that paint, the way he gets his shot off, like his movements, he's not hella fast, like he does his doo-doo step back, like yeah, man. He don't allow nobody to speed him up. He play his own game. Like, I don't know. Offensively, we just ain't seen nothing like it.
Yeah, he's different.
And he's different. and he's different, bro. So
Yeah,
that's why
because the shot.
he had my vote.
I always say the hardest players to guard are the players that like to shoot the shots you want them to take. That's why Kobe was so hard to guard, Luka Doncic, because the shots you want them to take are the shots they want to take.
They want to
and
take.
That's where you find a problem, because that step back that he shoots is contested every time. But that's the shot he wants to shoot. That's where he's most comfortable. Some players just shoot better. Some people just shoot better with a hand in their face, and he's one of them. Some people just like that defensive presence around them.
Yeah, man.
And so that's him.
But then you got Wemby. Wemby nice too. I just feel like Wemby
in a different category. I always say, and we knew it was coming. But I said when he got drafted, I said there's going to come a point where when you start comparing players, and that point is here now. But I said when that point, when you start comparing players, there's going to come a point where out of the 450 players, you can compare a 449, and there's going to be one guy over here by himself called Victor Wembanyama, and that guy does not get compared to. Similar to where there was
just can't
because there's just some things are just different and you can't teach it. Same thing with Shaq. When Shaq was in 2001, it was Shaq over here, and you could argue everybody else. But it was like there was no argument to there was like, even if you felt somebody was necessarily better than Shaq, it was like there was no explaining or comparing somebody to Shaq, because what he was doing was just different. Yeah. And that's what Wemby's doing right now.
And then Wemby he's just taking it to another notch because the motherfucker can shoot.
Yep. The only question for Wemby is, can he stay healthy with that frame?
Yeah.
That's the only thing, because with that frame, he's got to go against the muscle. He's got to go against Jokic and Embiid and Jalen Durant and all these guys back now. Yeah. Like I said,
I would say though, I seen his workout and like the way he stretched. Bro is like, he ahead of the game. I've never seen. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen.
What's going to be very interesting though is how he's defended in the playoffs. Because if the refs allow him to be like, if they allow him to be mugged like the way they allow people to mug LeBron, he's gonna have a tough time.
Yeah.
Because if you could do that now, you can keep him away from the paint, and even though he can shoot the ball, you want him to stay out there at the 3-point line. Yeah. You don't want him in the paint, because once he gets the ball in the paint, there's nothing you can do.
Once he get a rebound, there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
He get an offensive rebound.
If he touches the ball in the paint, it doesn't matter. If he touches it at right after that free throw line where it becomes the paint, where it becomes that colored zone, he could dunk it from right there.
Yeah, bro.
On a standstill jump.
It's crazy. They ain't gonna handle it.
Yeah, that's in that. But while we're talking about officiating, that is something I want to talk about. I don't know. I watch so much basketball. And
I feel like NBA officiating is the worst.
Oh, okay, so you feel just how I feel, because while I always critique officiating every year, I feel like this year I don't understand what a call is, because there's times and I love that LeBron and Steve Nash and these guys have talked about it on their show, because I've sat here and watched games, whether it's Laker games or any other team in the league, and I'm like, there is no way this call does not get overturned right now. And they come back and say the contact is marginal, or whatever. And it's like, bro, this was clear and obvious, bro.
But you know what killed me the most? It kills me because the inconsistency kills me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They'll call something. They'll call the same call. They'll call it on the other end, and they come down here. Same thing happened, and turn a blind eye and won't act like they didn't see it.
They pick and choose, or it's very inconsistent. Or they call the game one way in the first half, and then the second half they want to. They'll let everybody play in the first half, and then the second half they want to call 100 fouls. Like, bro, pick one. You let us play the first 24 minutes of the game like this, and now you want to come in the second half, and now you want to call everything a ticky-tack foul. And it's just like, bro, the refs have no idea what they're doing. They're just guessing their time.
I don't get it, bro.
And I've said it for years. There's no punishment to these refs missing calls or being poor or nothing. There needs to be a punishment to it.
They need to be fined, just like NBA players get fined. They need to be fined.
And I think
they need to be suspended.
I think they also need what they need is they should have to go and do a press conference just like the players do. Absolutely. They should have to go and sit. They should have to go and do a press conference. When you blow a bad call at the end of a game, I want you to go stand right in front of that mic and tell me why you missed that, because you were standing right there. I saw it at home. You were standing right there. It's one thing if you the ref on the other side, okay, I can give you that pass. But sometimes you the ref right here. Like I was watching the Laker game today. There was a play where the ball goes right out of bounds. The ball goes out of bounds right in front of the ref. You can't tell me you did not see who touched that ball last. Bro looks at the other refs all the way down there at the end of the court, talk about, hey, you see it? No, he didn't see it. He's 94 feet down there. You standing right in front of it. Like, what you mean? How you not see it? And then he goes jump ball because he ain't know. Like, come on, bro. You standing right there. You talk about you don't know.
I'm telling you, bro. You right. That press conference.
You 2 inches from the play.
Stand in front of the mic.
Like, bro.
Stand in front of the mic and tell us that you taking bread. Tell us.
Like, bro. When I tell you that this man, this was not. He wasn't even a foot away. Bro was like 2 inches away. The play happened right in front of bro, and he looking down at everybody else like, y'all see what happened? Who the ball go out on? No, bro, you right there. That's what they put you in that position for you to be there. So in case the ball goes out over there, you see what the hell happened,
bro. Yeah, man. NBA refs, they need to tighten up.
Like, bro, I can't.
I hate NBA. I hate NBA refs, bro.
What I also hate, I feel like sometimes they feel like we come to see them. Like, bro, ain't nobody come to pay to see you.
Bro.
Let the players play so we can see the best talent in the world. Don't start calling text because
I feel like halftime they be trying to make it interesting. And like, oh yeah, we're gonna make this a good one. Like no, don't go around here giving text because you up in your feelings. If anything, say something back to the players. But bro, you gonna tease somebody up because he said you made a bad call and the replay showed you made a bad call. Like what I feel is if a player gets a tech on a play. If a player gets a tech on a play for cursing at a ref for saying he missed the call and that team challenges and they win the challenge, the player, not only should that player's tech be rescinded, that ref should be fined, that ref should be suspended. Because to me, you tee a player up because he's telling you missed the call, and now we challenge it and we win the challenge. Yeah, bro, you got to go because you gave me a tech and I was right. I'm telling you,
you can't, and that's the thing. There's nothing because for them it's like, I was wrong. Yeah, we just going on to the next thing. But yeah, no accountability. You gave me a tech, so even though we won this call, they still go get that BS free throw because you gave me a tech and you was wrong.
Even that inconsistent because man, it's players that do the same shit that other players do and don't receive techs.
Yeah, that's for sure. Bron has the worst whistle I've ever seen of an NBA player. He used to have a better whistle. Since he's gotten to the Lakers, I don't know where this thing came from. LeBron has an awful whistle. And as much as people like to call him the flop and all this stuff, I think LeBron really should learn how to flop. Because he just needs to like fall to the ground like everybody else do. Because they call everything, if a player hits him, it's marginal because he can just shrug it off. But it's like, bro, just because he's strong enough to take the hit does not mean it's not a foul.
Did you see that last play?
I saw all the plays. I've seen, yes, all of them. And it's
granted, like, we still ended up winning with Luke Kennard. But that boy, Paolo. Yeah, Banchero.
Slapped him right across the arm.
I mean, got both wrists too. Like,
hit on
the ball now, bro. He didn't touch no part of the ball.
Yeah, LeBron has the worst whistle.
Had nerve to flex, like, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. LeBron has there's two superstars that I say have the worst whistle in the NBA currently. It's very weird because they're probably the two most known basketball players in the world right now. It's LeBron and Steph. Those two guys have awful whistles. Mm-hmm. They allow teams to beat Steph the hell up, and they allow teams to beat LeBron up because LeBron can take it. But Steph should also learn how to flop, and that's the thing. I respect those guys for not like necessarily just flating their arm like SGA, but they don't get calls, and I don't know what the refs see. They're just so inconsistent. But yeah, if you just flop and fall over, they'll give you a foul. But if you actually try to go through the contact, they won't give you the foul because you're too big and too strong. So I don't know.
It's insane, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate NBA officials.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
Both.
My brother, Braulio, he know exactly what I'm going to say every time we lose.
Them refs?
The refs.
They be bugging.
Yes, every time. Yeah, that's because you're not watching the same game I'm watching. Them refs.
They be bugging. Even when the Lakers aren't playing, and like I said, and I'm just watching other games, I'm like, bro, y'all is bugging.
Yep.
Y'all is bugging.
Message to the NBA refs. Tighten up, refs. Tighten up.
Y'all got to fix it. NBA. Make them boys do a press conference after every game.
Fine
especially in the playoffs.
Fine them.
Yep. Fine them. Do something. March Madness. You make a bracket?
I did not.
Oh, classic.
I did not.
And do you have anybody winning though?
Purdue.
I picked Arkansas. Purdue. That boy Darius Acuff.
I love Purdue.
Hey, This is my Darius A. Cup
nice.
shot.
I like Brandon.
Hey, bro. Listen to me. Any NBA teams that might see this, if you need a point guard, go get Darius A. Cup right now.
Darius A. Cup.
Go get him.
Nice.
That dude is a certified bucket getter. He can fill it up however you want it. You want that three? He got it. You want that biddy? He got it. You want to get to the rim? He got it. You want somebody that got dog? He got it. You want somebody that got confidence in the clutch? He got it. You want somebody that can make a game-winning shot? He got it. Go get that boy. If you need a guard, go get him. With all that said, I think AJ DeBanza is going number one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think AJ DeBanza is going number one because I think the team that's going to get it, likely the Indiana Pacers, need that wing, so it makes sense. But if you need a guard and you need a point guard, there is A. Cuff. Right there and there. That boy is ridiculous.
Right then and there.
That boy's ridiculous. When you averaging 25 on that stage in college, you know how hard 25 in average 25 in college is like averaging 40 in the NBA.
Yeah,
that's like averaging 35 in the NBA. Like, bro,
that's why, man. Yeah, that's why That's why I hella started respecting Brandon because like. Bro broke the record for the most. You seen that game where he broke the record for the most assists? Huh? Like for you to do that, for you to make history in the NBA, in NCAA, in the college basketball, like it's impressive.
I mean, it's impressive, but it also does mean you might not be good enough to be in the NBA.
What? Breaking the record?
Because if you play long enough in college to break a record, that means you wasn't top 15 worthy. Because
them 4-year players be good
like role players. You ain't no like some of them become good. Ain't none of them like stars really. There's obviously exceptions to everything. But for the most part,
Jalen Brunson play.
Brunson played a while. Brunson played a while.
Yeah, Brunson played a while. So I mean, it's possible.
Yeah,
I like his game.
It's always possible.
I like his game. And what's our boy from Houston, number 0?
Fleming.
Who?
Cameron Fleming.
Let me see. Hold on, I'm about to look him up. Dang, what's his name? How you feel about the Boozers?
Well, Cam Boozer is gonna be. He's probably gonna be. That's the thing. I think most of these teams need like bigger like wings and forwards. So I think it's gonna go to Bansa and probably Boozer 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But I like Boozer. I don't know his ceiling. Like I think he could be an all-star, but I don't view him as a. I think he can be a guy that could be. He might be able to be the. I think his ceiling for me. I think his ceiling is being the second best player on a championship team. I don't know if I see him being the guy on a team, but I think he could definitely be the second or third best player on a championship team in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't see him as a franchise changing kind of guy. Like I think you have to have. I think you need a like the way we see AJ DeBanza going. I think you need an AJ DeBanza with him. You need that guy. You need one. You need the one, and you need him. You need Cameron Boozer behind that.
Cameron Boozer. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like the Boozers. Well, I like the one that played for Duke a lot better.
But this draft is going to be deep. Caleb Wilson from North Carolina, Cameron Fleming, like all these dudes. Like it's going to be Darius Acuff. Obviously, we mentioned DeBanza and Boozer. This is a deep class.
It is.
It's a deep class.
But, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be. I also wasn't expecting some teams. They did great this year, and I wasn't even expecting. Even though UCLA lost, they got their hands whipped against UConn, but I wasn't expecting them to make it this far.
Yeah, bro. But I do got Arkansas going all the way.
Arkansas win.
Darius Acuff, that boy is ridiculous. But we're gonna get you out of here on this one. J. Cole album. How you feeling about the J. Cole album?
Hey, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Bro, this is the only.
It's like
long.
Since it's. The shit is
but I love it. Since it dropped, bro, it is the only thing that I've listened to. Like I haven't played anything from the rest of my song catalog. Every time I get in the car, every time I get in the gym, all I do is press shuffle on that album and listen to that thing all the way through. And as soon as it ends, put that thing back on shuffle and listen to it again.
Do you like the first half or the second half?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I only listened to it in like chronological order like one time. Now I just press shuffle, so I don't really know where everything is lined up at.
Okay, I got you.
But I just love the whole album.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
And I'm also me and Jordan going to the concert for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to get those tickets too.
Yeah,
they actually not that bad either.
Yeah, we're going for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna be there for sure.
Yeah, man, I like that. I like the first half. The first half to me is I don't know, it's really good. It just reminded me that he still got some time. Like he not packing it up. Like he not, retiring or
Yeah.
like he still got some pin in him.
Yeah.
I mean, the second, it's not that I didn't like the second half either. I loved the album. I liked it. I just loved that first half a little more than the second. But I can't wait. Hopefully we get the chance to go. Hopefully I can go to the concert.
I love it because I've watched these interviews with them,
I just want to hear Forest Hill Drive live.
Yeah, but see, this is what I loved about, and I've heard him, like I've listened to some of these interviews and whatnot. Like it's really like the transition from where he started.
All right, and going back, you talking about the album or the concert?
Like it's really like carried like it goes from from the intro, like from that intro to Forest Hills Drive, all the way to the fall off, and it's just like because now there's parts in here where you get the Forest Hills Drive version. There's also you also get the intro version, the beginning of Cole. You get that version, and you also get the glimpses in between where he's talking like the KOD and the Middle Child, and because he said middle Child and False Prophets was supposed to be on the fall off.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
It was supposed to be on the fall off. But like when you get like that evolution, so you get a little. So like if you are a Cole fan, you get all of that off of this album, and I think that's what made it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I like it. I like it a lot. It's also nice to just hear him put some shit out.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, yeah, cold world. I knew you was gonna love it though.
Yeah, Friday Night Light, like you get the Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, bro.
All of that, bro. Like I love it from.
I'm about to take you higher. We about to set this on fire.
On fire, yeah, bro. I loved all of it, bro. And Cole, man, I know you like messing with the underdog, bro. So, hey, man, if you want to come tap in with us, bro, hey,
Cole,
name the time and place. It could be 3 a.m. I'm gonna be here. It don't matter, Cole. You dig what I'm saying?
It did.
Come get on Game Buckets. And you like to talk ball, bro. So it all works out. You dig what I'm saying? But that's it. We out of here on that one. We'll be back for another episode next week. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Brevin is here, and he's here to stay. You dig what I'm saying? Gang. Yeah. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Until next time.